audio went away.
Oh, hi.
Welcome to episode 84.2 of the About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, with me, my host, Stephen Loeffler at Junk Wax Twins.
Oh, my.
Ben Wilson at our trading cards.
Hey.
And I'm Tim Shepler, Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors, hoping to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific.
And 10 Central.
We're a podcast. You can follow us on Twitter about the cards. We are live. We are podcast pretty much everywhere you can find us. Anywhere you can find
Including
a podcast,
here,
check out. Yes,
where 420 people follow us.
That's good. So I'm getting some feedback, fellas. Check out the website aboutthecards.wordpress.com and find us on the Flip Chat app to talk about the pod. What's up, guys? How are we doing? It's been a great week. Very exciting week.
Yeah, it's so exciting we had to share twice.
Nothing exciting yet in the hobby this week. I mean, it's been kind of slow today.
Yeah, nothing big. So let's hop into it. The week that was last week's releases. Topps Living Week 99. Card 281, Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Fame pitcher of the Oakland A's. Sold just over 2,600 cards.
And Ben brought 2,599 of them.
Our household bought 2.
Wow, that's a lot for your household.
It is. My dad had to hop in and buy one, so I was a little disappointed. I was really hoping it might clear 3K, but it doesn't surprise me.
He's a pitcher.
Yeah, but it's such a good-looking picture, and he is high iconic because of the stash and Mustache Gang 72 through 74. But I think that's just what the set is going to be now. Even really good-looking cards of Hall of Famers are just going to kind of
Yeah, no, we lost stuff there. And then card 282, Seth Lugo, pitcher of the New York Mets, sold just over 2,100. Not a surprise there. I was even surprised he broke 2,000.
Yeah.
So, not a solid week, but both pitchers. I mean, we don't see pitchers sell as well as hitters. I think this week will be a little different. We also had 2020 Topps Archive Signature Active Player Edition drop and 2019-2020 Panini Crown Royal Basketball.
I like the name of that.
Yeah, it's your favorite. We'll hop into hot off the presses this week's new releases. Topps Living Week 100. Card 283, Aristides Aquino, rookie outfielder, Cincinnati Reds, the first rookie for the 2020 season. And then 284, Kevin Kiermaier, outfielder for the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's certainly a way to pronounce that.
What, Kiermaier?
Aristides.
Aristides? Aristides?
You forgot the R and I.
Aristides.
You said Aristides. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, spell it for me real quick, Steph.
Sure, it is.
Yeah. Heard the clicking.
You need to put your notes in your backpack, please.
Yeah.
No.
So, no, I think Aquino hits over 3,000 this week.
Yeah, maybe. He's going to be in for a down year, especially with all the additions that they've had with Castellanos, Moustakas, and stuff. It's going to be hard for bats to go around. And if that ball ends up being
fixed,
it's probably a good time to release him before he kind of drops off the face of the earth.
Well, all I can say is that when I looked and I was looking at stats from last year, when Mitch Garver of the Twins has 37 home runs.
Yeah.
Well,
what?
It was like 26, but yeah.
No, I think it was more than that, dude.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. I think you look up Mitch Garver and see what he did last year, and you'll be surprised that
31.
31, that's what it was. And he only had 67 RBIs. So, what does that tell you?
Yeah, no, I go back to the
home runs are like doubles now.
I'll go back to that A's Astros game when the A's won 7-6, and there were 11 solo home runs or something stupid. And it's just like every inning a solo home run. It's like this isn't fun to watch anymore.
When do we start playing wiffle ball?
Yeah,
we strike out or we hit home runs. That's it. You have two options.
Yeah, I mean when guys are breaking records, and it's like there was literally a whole era of steroids. The whole thing. Years. Massive home run hitters. Bonds, and McGuire, and Sosa. And these guys can't break records that guys like Alvarez are breaking. Come on.
Yeah. So let's hop into it. So check out At Top's Living Stat for full breakdown of where these cards fall respectively in the set by team and by position. And we have a big release this week. 2020 Topps Series 1 Baseball came out today. There's two versions of it. Two hobby versions. You have Jumbo, which is going to run you $150 a box, which is 10 packs per box, 40 cards per pack. You're also going to have, that's in your box break, you're going to get 1 autograph, 2 relic cards, a home run challenge, and 5 gold foil parallels, which are new this year. And a hobby, it's going to run you $75. It's 24 packs a box, 14 cards per pack, 1 auto indoor relic card, 1 home run challenge card, a Derek Jeter retrospective, and 2 rainbow foil parallels. There's silver packs to be inserted into the boxes themselves. They started this with Update last year. Hobby will get you 1, and Jumbo will give you 2. And so 350 card base set like normal. There is the gold foil, and that's only in Hobby Jumbo. In regular Hobby, and it's different from the gold out of 2020. There is the black out of 69, which is only in Hobby and in Jumbo. There's the Walgreens yellow, and then the clear out of 10. It's only select cards, and that's only in Hobby. You will not find the clear cards in Jumbo. So just to kind of give you a breakdown on some of the parallels that are specific that you only find in certain boxes or certain releases. They also bring back the 85 Topps set as an insert. It's the 35th anniversary, just like the last 2 years of 83 and 84. They use the old design, and they put in retired players and current stars. Like I said before, there's a Derek Jeter retrospective insert set that a home run challenge is back, and that's the 3rd season for that. And Turkey Red's coming back. You're getting 1 retail exclusive Turkey Red card per pack when you buy at the retail locations. And in the jumbo boxes, you're going to get a Turkey Red Action box topper.
I've seen some of those in person. They look really nice.
Yeah. And then we have the 2020 Topps celebration of the Decade's Golden Ticket. 25 tickets will be hiding in Series 1 packs. Those who receive an invite will get to bring a friend with them to a special event for later this fall. It's similar to the Transcenda parties where guests will be. There'll be some guests. In fact, multiple MLB players will be on hands representing different decades and eras. So that'll be good. So we always talk, Ryan Cracknell's awesome about this with the base and the short prints and the super short prints, knowing the numbers. So if we look at the bottom of the base cards, if it ends in 269, it's a base. If it ends in 284, it's a short print. If it ends in 285, it is a super short print. And he's already working on those variations and has them on the website at Beckett's website. So take a look. The rookies. So there's about 10 rookies I would say to look for. Yeah, Steph's showing it there on the screen. Guys, I'm getting a lot of feedback. You guys,
is it just you or Ben? Are you hearing it too?
I'm not hearing anything. I disconnected everything and reconnected.
Okay. Does the guys in the chat? Do you guys hear the? Well, if they can hear it, I can live with it. So 10 rookies to look for. You have Aquino, Bobby Bradley of the Indians, Brendan McKay of the Rays, Nico Horner of the Cubs, Bubba Starling of the Royals finally gets a rookie card.
What year is it?
BUST. Appropriate first initials.
Bo Bichette, Jesus Luzardo, AJ Puck, some guy named Yordan Alvarez, and Gavin Lux are all on there.
And the key two are obviously the last ones.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. In a little bit. Spoilers. Yes. You guys excited for Series 1?
Dan says we're fine as far as the audio, so
okay, good deal. Might just be me. I just want to make sure it's annoying to everybody.
Well, you are talking, so.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Just
Speaking of Dan, do we have a picture of our super short print card? The Aaron Judge 1 of 1. Can we share that if for people that are watching? Do we have that handy?
Maybe I
Aaron-
do. Maybe I don't.
Would Aaron Judge 1 of 1?
That
Oh,
the beautiful Aaron Judge 1 of 1.
that's nice. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. So on the super or the short print has Babe Ruth behind Judge, but
Yeah, I'm Babe Ruth now.
But the non-retail, non-hobby exclusive 1 of 1, the About the Cards 1 of 1 parallel has all three of us.
That is amazing.
I think these need to be new business cards.
Yeah, yeah. If I can get a copy of that, I will make those and we will send those out. We'll autograph them and we'll send them out.
And
Those are
you'll
amazing.
notice that we're not sitting right next to each other because we don't like each other that much.
Yeah, no.
So, but
Yeah.
thanks to Dan for this beautiful piece of artwork.
That is awesome. Very nice. We also have this week dropping 2019 Panini Limited Football. Came out today, $130 a box, 3 packs per box, 5 cards per pack, 1 rookie patch autograph, 1 additional auto, and a mem card. It's a 194 base set with the first 100 are base veterans. The next 40 are rookie patch autos, and then the next are rookie autographs. For some reason, it doesn't go like 1 through 194, but it goes 100 through, or it goes 1 to 140, and then they skip numbers 141 through 180 and pick it up at 180 to 240.
So unlike Iowa, they don't know how to count either.
Oh, jeez. I don't get that, but there's the rookie patch autographs will be on card. The Ring of Honor, which are so the rookie, obviously those are rookie cards, and then the Ring of Honor have on cards, and those guys are like superstars, like the team's best players, or some of the game's best players. Game day swatches, they're numbered at 99 or less, and those are actually really game used memorabilia. They have draft day signature booklets that actually show a piece of the jersey the player held up while on stage at the 2019 NFL Draft. They also have partnership dual booklets, and those are autographs from a pair of teammates. And then they have the quads, which highlight 4 players. So that Chiefs one's probably going to be pretty hot with Kelsey, Hardman Jr., Hill, and Mahomes.
Yeah, at this point you would think so, right?
Yeah.
And it's a slick looking card too. I mean, it's nice. A lot of booklets sometimes kind of, this coming from a Raider fan too.
Are you still a Raider fan?
I wasn't last Sunday. I was definitely a Chiefs fan. You know how miserable it would have been at work? On Friday, everybody was wearing their 49ers gear, and I couldn't help but look around seeing all this red saying, hey, look at you guys all in your Chiefs gear.
Yeah, I won a few bets, a few free. I haven't eaten lunch. I haven't paid for lunch this entire week.
Nice.
And I still have free lunch tomorrow night with my buddy. I've won so many free. It's been amazing. I was betting the two. See, I could have lost big, but I'm gonna end up winning out. Also, 2019-2020 Upper Deck Allure hockey drops $84 a box, 8 packs per box, 6 cards per pack, 1 auto, 1 mem, 8 parallels, or 5 parallels, 8 inserts, and 1 additional memorabilia or rare parallel card. It's 135 base set. This is the debut for this set. It's a chrome set. The parallels will have a rainbow, but they will also have different patterns too. So I have a feeling it's kind of like a high-tech version.
High-tech or Prism.
Yeah. And then there's a winter storm warning, which are 1 in every 10 packs, but they use the weather map for inspiration, which I just thought they were, because we talked about the Kaboom inserts and how we really like those, the downtown ones for football.
Sure.
These winter storm warning ones are kind of cool.
They look really nice. And for people that are in Dallas at the moment, definitely there is a winter storm warning going on. But no, I like the idea of the map going here.
Yeah. No, Steph had chili. That's why there's that storm.
All right, but not from that.
No, but I thought with the chrome card and that look, it's just going to look really nice. I mean, the set's full of names that I know, so that tells you where we are. It's a pretty good set, and it's neat. I mean, it's a first year
20th
the set.
Rep.
Yeah. So you look through that's a pretty good name list, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's Jonathan Toes. There's
Bo Haverthornton.
There's that one name that I think a guy named Lee.
Cooter McDavid. Yeah. But check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on Beckett.com/news for real good details on all these products.
And hope to see you, 2 weeks from now, Ryan?
Oh, yeah?
Maybe.
Nice. Well, you're going to have to get a Ryan Cracknell autograph for me, I think. I think I'm going to need that one. To my favorite podcaster.
I had a Ryan Cracknell piece of mail that I should have kept because it was in his handwriting. When the legend,
you didn't frame it.
I should have kept it under my bed to see if the hobby fairy would come, but
yeah. What's Brewing next week's release is 2019-2020 Panini Donruss Optic Basketball and 2019 Panini Patches and Plates and Patches Football drop next week. Tribute, we talked about this earlier. Tribute was supposed to come out and look like it got pushed back till early March.
That's awesome because Series 1 is such a big. I mean, it's bad enough Heritage comes out in 2 weeks. Having Tribute right in the middle, not fun.
Yeah, and I think you lead off with Flagship and then you follow up with Heritage. I mean, those are two big bangers, especially with all the inserts and stuff in Series 1, and then with Heritage and all the high numbers. You don't want to get lost.
No, and honestly, when I was looking over the release calendar with Stadium Club coming out in June, I think Ginter comes out in July now. So you've got a couple of the other ones that are kind of big sets for people where a lot of money can be spent. I mean, it's bad enough that Ginter and Series 2 and Stadium Club are all kind of within about a 45-day window of one another. But I really think that February should be a standalone for Series 1, and there shouldn't be anything else. Heritage could have March, and, especially with as big as this checklist is.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can drop Big League in there or Topps Minor League or whatever. That would be okay because it is what it is. But we'll hop into Infield Chatter, the Hobby Talk section, part of our show. So Hobby Hotline's live this Saturday on YouTube and Periscope at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 Eastern.
What is Hobby Hotline?
It's the new podcast. You not heard about this?
I've not heard about this. This is fantastic. What is it?
So
can I call it?
Yeah, so it's going to be a live call-in show. It's we've talked about this before. It's Let Me Get the Potograph. It's Mike Summer. It's John Newman from Sports Card Nation. It's us. It's the guys at Mojo Break. It's Val from NASCAR Radio. It's all of us doing a podcast together. We're going to rotate hosts on a weekly basis. We're going to take your calls. We're going to have an interaction like this. You're going to get to come on and yell at us, ask questions. It's just going to be an hour or so of just a few topics, but mostly us just, yammering with collectors and having them come on and share their voice, kind of a throwback to Cardboard Connection Radio. This first week, the leadoff week, the debut week, Ben and I will be on along with Val from NASCAR Radio. And Drew Herndon, he's going to kind of produce and be a host on the show from Let Me Get That Potograph. So it's going to be great.
Be a fun week. And, if you have any questions, the idea behind it, too, is, to mix up, have guest hosts that specialize in different areas that might offer something like, hey, I really have questions about such and such. Obviously, Doug and Dan can bring any questions you might have about breaking, if that's something you've ever thought about doing on a personal level, whether it's buying in or actually, trying to become a breaker yourself. Obviously, you guys kind of know what our fortes are here with the show, but we all have different specialties. We're going to reach out to have people that can speak to non-sports and things along those lines, and maybe some special guests once in a while, some of the artists that have done work for Star Wars Living, and maybe Ken Carl would be a great person from last week to have on once in a while. And just if you have questions, because we're by no means experts, so it's a learning opportunity for us as much as anything. And
well, it's going to give a broadcast. I mean, we're going to be our listeners are going to be able to hear different hosts and find new shows, and the same with us. We're going to be able to touch audiences that might not know about us. And there's also great promo. So if you follow us, if you subscribe on YouTube, at Hobby Hotline on YouTube or Twitter, you find us on one of the podcasts. We're going to go through this more on the show on Saturday. But Mojo's Break is giving away a box, jumbo box of 2020 Series 1 Sports Card Nation is dropping a Prism or a Prism blaster in $20. So some cash money to go buy yourself a blaster, but you're also going to be able to win a blaster of Prism basketball, which is one of the hottest things going right now still. So
yeah, no, it should be fun, and we're expecting a lot of fun, and you'll be able to hop on with us if you want to get your face on the YouTube. If we've pissed you off on the show and you got something you want to argue about, if something on Twitter,
or
if
even off the show
and debate. The idea is going to be it's a show for the listeners, though. We're going to try to keep our topics to a minimum and give some people some ideas to talk about. And got a question? It should be a lot of fun to be able to interact with folks over the phone live and really see how much we can learn from one another. Because that's really the idea, is all the podcasts to come together to help grow the hobby further than it is right now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and just to hang out with the other hosts. We've been talking about this for a while. It really got started at the National, I think, or right before.
Yeah,
and
just before it, yeah.
And it's been something some of us have talked about before, but even before that, a long time ago, something needed to come back. So, Million Card Rip Party happened yesterday down in Dallas at Jerry World,
Arlington,
whatever. It's the same big old plot of dirt in the middle of nowhere in Texas.
That's Fort Worth.
Anyway.
You Texans.
Yeah. They were called the Dallas Cowboys and they were in Fort Worth, right?
Irving, actually.
Irving.
And now they're in Arlington and they're called Dallas?
Well,
do they play in Dallas? Have they driven through Dallas? Do they even know where Dallas exists?
Anyway, we're getting off topic. Well, we don't care. It says Dallas Cowboys there at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. How's that? And so I think we're going to get into. Steph was there. Steph was one of, I think, only a few people actually reporting on it that weren't breakers themselves, sharing the back behind the scenes.
It's about 20 or so people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have lost their minds over hearing a million cards. People have come out of the woodwork saying the breakers have, way to break it all and not save any from the normal people, way to, get all of the good hits and not let us have any, and I'm like, wait, what? These breakers, the cards did not belong to the breakers, nor did Topps give the cards to the breakers to break, nor did they make more. The dealer or the breakers got the cards from their distributors and had them shipped there.
Yeah.
And they opened the stock or their allocation that they normally would have opened today. Now, some might have bought a little bit more than normal because it was a big event, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary when you have 18 breakers opening a ton of cases. That shit's going to happen.
So you have 400 cases roughly, Steph, is what?
No, I think it was like 362.
Okay.
363, 362, something like that.
So Brent Williams opened up 92, or will be opening up 92 by himself.
Mm-hmm.
By himself.
Yeah.
If you multiply 92 times 4, that goes above and beyond. That almost gets you to 400. And you're saying closer to 362 is what it needs to be. So you're saying that Brent literally is going to open up 250,000 cards by himself. So again, you have 18 breakers opening up 362 cases. That's really not that many, considering who's opening it up. You're talking about some of the biggest breakers, some of the biggest names in the hobby that aren't that far off from Brent Williams himself, right? If we make a list of the top 25 breakers, say Brent's number 1, most of the people that were there are probably going to fill out that top 25 list.
Probably.
So, yeah, it's nothing new. The only difference is they were all in one place at one time, and it was being filmed and promoted by Topps, and Pete Alonso was there, and Rich Klein was there, and they had all the celebrities.
And this person was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Angela.
Who's this
Hi.
person?
She's the one that babysat Steph for us all year long.
I do a very good job at that. Thank you.
Yes.
I just named hobby legend the Rich Klein was there. There's nobody else.
But this is the important one.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, and I think people, you're right. I tweeted that out earlier. that Brent was probably going to open 250,000 cards. It's like, I don't understand, and why people like lost it. And then somebody said, "Well, hey, Topps, great job on the diversity." Topps reached out to. Yeah, we're not going to get down that road with that guy because he'd have deleting his tweet. And he said, "Hey, there are no kids there." Well, one, it was in the middle of the day, and it started. You guys got there about noon?
It was Tuesday. During the school year.
Yeah, and it went to like midnight.
1.
So 1 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you want kids there? Okay. Plus the money that they put out to host it where they did. I heard to rent the field for like an event was like over like $1 million just to have an event on the field. You guys were up in the fancy boxes and stuff, which is really cool.
So I looked it up because someone had mentioned it. Just for a wedding, to reserve it is $15,000. Plus, you have to guarantee a minimum of $50,000 in food and drinks. That's not including actually paying for the field for the time slot.
That's a few bucks. And so, they did this big event, and it's like you can't control you can't control if it's a man or a woman or what race the breakers are. You invite the breaking companies that are the most popular, the ones that are going to be able to have the customer base to support this. And so it to me, that was very interesting. I think a lot of people lose focus on really what it was. It was supposed to be a fun thing to say, hey, look, 1 million cards. This is cool to have all together. It's 2020. We're starting off the decade, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Steph, get into it. What was it like? What was the atmosphere like? The setup, the interactions? Walk us through when you guys got to Jerry World. What did it look like?
So for those who have been to the National, you kind of know the basic setup of where the tables are and how little room you have to walk between them.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, because it was in the press suite, there's limited space. It was kind of like in the mingling area, not necessarily by where you sit to set up your laptop and type out and actually be able to view the field. But they were all kind of packed into that area with maybe 3 feet of clearance between table setups in both directions. So you got all of the breaker groups on one side. Topps is in a corner with a professional camera set up, and they had reps from SI, they had reps from MLB, they had reps from who else? Who else am I forgetting?
About the
naturally
cards?
We were there.
We were there naturally. The ComC Dallas office in Essence was there. GTS. Rob was there, who said he'd mention our show on Saturday tomorrow. It's a nice promo.
Yeah,
so look out for that. And then, I mean,
Dr. James Beckett of his own podcast was there.
Hobnobbin.
Hobnobbin.
No, he was running around getting interviews just like me and Andrew were, and Rich. And just watching the event. I mean, it started off with Topps making an announcement saying, hey, this is the first year, and this is kind of what we're wanting to do with all of this, and the inserts, and here's what our huge major promotion is for the year with the essentially the not Charlie Brown, but the Charlie and the Golden Ticket.
Celebration of the Decades.
Yeah.
Invite for 50 people.
Because they're going to do another 50 tickets for Series 2, correct?
I think it's 25-25 split.
Oh, 25-25. That's what I meant. 25-25.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
And then they announced who their special guest was and pulled Pete Alonso from back where they were storing the cases unopened. And it takes a quick 10-minute question and answer session, essentially. And I posted the play-by-play on this on the show Twitter account. But, answering what his hobby connections were and
this was real quick. This was live from the Topps feed, and there's Steph right there. I was on the phone with him.
Of course.
We won't mention hashtag Boom Dude here, but and this is the I can't even call a replacement for Sue's, but somebody that's doing a similar role there.
The social media manager.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, her husband said, there is no new suits.
There's no new suits.
You can't replace Suze.
No. Anyway, sorry, Seth.
Nope, you're good. Hi, Heather in the background.
She is in a similar role as Suze was, and she brings a completely different flavor to the whole thing.
Okay.
That's my take on that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone brings their own flavor to it, and it'll be interesting to see what she does. She also mentioned that anytime we want to have her on the show, should just let her know, and she'll pack some extra coffee. Even willing to work on a Wednesday late at night.
Nice.
So we'll have to shoot her an email here and maybe talk to her about one of the major releases, maybe Heritage or Series 2.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So what did they else did they, I mean, like, what you could talk to any of the breakers or how they were doing with their thumbs? And
it's more like you observe the breakers and you try to stay out of their way. There was several bits of technical difficulties throughout the night.
I heard Mojo's, their portable studio went down, so they had to scramble.
The fan on their computer fried, and they couldn't get it up and running in time, so they had backups naturally. But there was also some other people that had issues. They didn't have a trash can, or
Mojo didn't get a trash can.
I made the joke that anytime anyone has an Astros hit, they should be legally forced to bang the trash can.
Also, somehow 2 breakers got unplugged at the beginning of the thing. So their live streams went down naturally for a little bit, but they got it all back up and running quite quickly.
Did they drop any surprises? Like, like that you didn't hear about before that might be going down this year, or that might be in Series 1? Were there any unknown?
Well, they did cover everyone's major question, so to speak, as far as the Rangers.
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a sec. We're gonna get some more Series 1 talk here, but yeah. Okay.
So I'll let you guys ponder. For those
I want us to speculate on that. That's good. Should they do it again? Should we have
definitely should.
I think Panini should throw this party for Prism basketball.
Yeah, right.
It would be.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
They definitely should cover it in more than just this year. And I hope they bring it back, not necessarily for every single release, but it's a grand toss for the first release of the year and maybe the last release of the year. I mean, I know they have the Transcendent Party, and now this year they have the Million Card Golden Ticket product as well. But
well, let's hope I can pull one of those tickets out of these 2 cases back here.
Well, and that's the thing.
You guys can wrestle to the death for my.
I know that there's at least 24 remaining because I know of one that got pulled at the show.
Yeah. So that's cool. So let's kind of merge into some Series 1 talk here. Why only one Ranger? Was Nick Solak, rookie infielder, right?
Yes.
And I heard they said it's because of the new. They tweeted out something today about the new stadium and the logo, and that makes zero sense to me because the Brewers changed their logo this year. A few years ago, the Marlins had changed their logo. Why could they figure this out for the Rangers? And what does it matter? Because we know they haven't played in those new uniforms yet. And it's not like they changed much. The hats are all the same except for they have that new light blue edition.
Direct from their VP of product development and their baseball product developer, they both said that the plan was to have the Rangers in time. And much like the 93 and 98 seasons where they had the factory set of Marlins, Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays, that they were intending to put the Rangers in and have a foil stamp on each of the Ranger cards, not in the factory set, in the base set itself. So you'd be able to pull the Rangers cards and they would have a foil stamp somewhere on representing the new stadium. Now, why the Rangers get the specialty, who knows? I mean, I would have loved to have collected a foil stamp Target Field one. and I'm sure Ben would love to collect one when the Athletics ever move out of the dump that they're in, so to speak. But their plan is to rush in Series 2 with packed hold stadium foil parallels.
Why?
Because
it's fucking stupid.
They want to commemorate the Rangers' new stadium.
Somebody messed up and they botched this, and this is an excuse that came after the fact. Either that or this was intended as they suggest, and they botched it anyway. No matter how you argue this, if you're top, the optics on this are bad. And anybody who says, oh, it's not that big of a deal, by the time Series 2 an update comes out, the checklist will be fine.
Yeah, because we're going to get 22 Rangers cards in Series 2.
Yeah, it's crap. I mean, we were kind of joking. Our friend Suze, who used to work with Topps, brought back Card Chat on Twitter today, and her husband, Dan, is a Rangers fan. And I don't know if he's a hardcore collector. I don't know, how much he delves into that, but I do know he collects, and so there was a few jokes going his way about the Rangers, and
of course,
and he made a comment. One of her questions were how excited, kind of scale 1 to 10, and he's like -10, and I joked at him like, oh, that's how many Rangers cards are in Series 1, and it's one of those things where no matter how you argue it, it's bad. This is the first release of the year unofficially, right? Because of Archive signature, but
that doesn't count.
This is the one that's supposed to get us excited. And if I'm a Rangers fan, I mean, I'm a hardcore A's fan. If there was one card, Tim made a comment on Twitter today about this very topic, and I was like, so the A's are planning on hopefully having a new stadium in 2023. You're telling me in 4 years, 3 years, I'm screwed as a collector in Series 1 that you're going to do the same crap? That I'm going to get one card to collect that year in Series 1? Come on, man.
Well, and what they had implied...
Eat it. Don't try to come up with a new excuse.
What they did imply that it wasn't all just their fault, naturally. They said that there were some issues getting approval from MLB because the stadium official designs, while they had been released, the stadium isn't actually officially built, and the Topps wants the logo to match the stadium.
Then why do it?
Because they can.
Then roll it out in Series 2 like you intend, but in Series 1, just have the old crap. That's fine.
But then I would be pissed as a Rangers collector, too, because it doesn't match, and it'd be like, what? So the stamp is a stupid idea. Let's just leave it.
What they could have done, and they did this in a few years back, they decided one year not to have the gold out of 20 whatever parallel. And then collectors threw a natural fit. And they decided for Series 2 or update that they would reprint the Series 1 cards with the gold parallel.
There are so many inconsistencies just now with all the technology and everything. They're going to do yellows in some series, but not other series. They're going to do purples. They brought yellows Walgreens out again this year for Series 1. What the crap is that? It's like, you don't need to do all of this stuff. To Tim's point, I get that it doesn't match, but okay, for 1 year, just deal with it.
But it's stupid.
Okay.
If you can't do it and it's going to cause problems to the product, move on.
Yeah.
Don't let it... Anyway, so hey, we're going to get on to happier things. So I went to the LCS today, and I picked up 6 loose packs to open. But I keep one behind because I put it away with all the rest of my pack collection. I pretty much have every wax pack from 79 through 19 unopened from the series, except for like 11 update. I don't have one of those. Some of the late 90s and mid 2000s. But I always like to find out what my first card of the year is going to be. Now, it's not the first card I see on the back. It's the top card in this pack. So which pack should I do? Should I do number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, guys?
1.
First pack? All right.
Duh.
Your first... All right, hold on. What do we predict? Just throw a team out there. What do we think your first card is going to be?
Rangers.
The statistical improbability.
Yankees. I say the Yankees.
Same division. I'll go with the Orioles, who are the second least represented team at 7.
I'm going to go Dodgers.
Okay.
You guys chose AL. I'll take the NL.
And with his fat fingers, he has pulled
a Philly.
National League takes it.
Roman Quinn. Let's see who else we got in here real quick. Alex Colome. Doop. Heimer Candelario. And Nicky Lopez. Nice for the Royals. That's exciting. Sean Doolittle. Scott Kingery. Tanaka. Here's a Ian Desmond. Ooh, an Eloy 85.
Nice.
That's a sharp looking card. I like that. The colors combos there.
I like that they match.
Yuba City's own Max Stassi, and this was actually they said the millionth card was a Max Stassi, and he's from a local guy here who's drafted by the A's. Ended up traded. He played in Houston, and then now he's an Angel. So God, he's the AL West guy. He needs to go to the Mariners soon. So that was my first pack. Not bad. So my first card of the year is Roman Quinn. Let's hope the rest of them are better than Roman Quinn, but not a bad way to start the year.
Yeah, well, when Roman Quinn becomes a Hall of Famer, you're going to look back at this episode and you'll have to eat this.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. Let him be a Hall of Famer. So they also knew this year they have 10s. So Blowout Buzz.
Tens.
Tens.
10.
They have Series 1 in these 10s. They will have 75 cards, including one exclusive Chrome Decades Best insert, and they're only going to be available at Walmart. And there are 6 different player 10s. I think the first one's the best. Steph, you want to pull up the picture?
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
So real quick,
it's Mookie on the Red Sox.
When did these come out? Have they been released yet?
Yeah, they're in.
Not see them.
Yeah, I saw them in retail. Somebody took a picture of them in retail today.
Okay, because there's 3 A's that I'm impatiently waiting for to populate out of the 10. So I'm waiting for these, and it didn't look like a whole bunch had none of the Decades Best had been listed as of a couple hours ago.
Yeah. So
those
are out there, and this is a good idea because you have the 10s and Upper Deck Hockey are super popular. And it's also it's a for kids too. Like it's a cool storage thing, right? Like you can put your supplies in there. You can put your nice cards in there. Like I always had a funky box that had nice cards in it. And I look back and I found out after I got my collection back and went through it, and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I once had
a bunch of Reggie Sanders rookie cards.
I once had an 800 count box. I think I still have it out in my garage. It's empty now, but whenever we'd buy a set of, like, say, 1985 tops, we'd go through and pull out, the Gooden and the Saberhagen and all the great cards from 85. And if I ever acquired one, like when I had the 62 Mantle and Mays, I'd keep them in there. But on the outside of the box, I labeled it valuable cards. and that's the equivalent of having an Excel spreadsheet on your desktop called passwords.
Yes.
Here we go. I got a better look at it here. From Walmart.com. These are retailing $14.99.
That's not a bad deal.
You got Alonso. You've got Vladdy as my slow squirrel loads. You got Mike Trout. Mookie, naturally. Aaron Judge. And so what? Bellinger? Belly. Yeah.
Not bad. It'd be interesting to see if they come out with those in Series 2 and update, and that'd be 18. I'd really interesting to see what the tins sell for on the secondary market empty.
Probably a few bucks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the backs of these cards? They're clean.
They're really nice. Cracknell tweeted that out about how clean they were, and
pack 2, Gavin Lux and some guy named Seth Brown.
I'm not hearing any twins.
Real quick though. So we have Topps Choice now, some more reprints of old cards.
Yeah. Although they did the commemorative ones this year with, like, Eckersley and the rookies, but they've got a little relic on it. So
those are the blasters. Yeah.
No, those are pretty nice. I mean, they're kind of dumb, but they're also kind of cool. So,
did you guys think the million card rip party will actually flooded the market like a lot of people are freaking out about today?
No way.
No, yeah, I mean, it depends because I made a tweet earlier about basically saying that the oversaturation and the overflooding. However, at the same time, they still have to sort these cards and get into the hands of the people that own the cards, actually bought them from them. And then those cards have to be listed and then shipped.
Yeah.
So, it's such a tiered process that by the time, Mojo opens them, ships it to Ben if Ben wants to list it, Tim buys it, Ben ships it to Tim. You're still looking at a good 7 to 10 day window at best before it gets into the hands of the ultimate person that's going to put it in a binder, top loader and keep it forever and ever.
Yeah.
Does not look like there's been any tins listed or sold.
No,
that's weird. I just opened a pack and there was not one insert.
What about Decade's Best Chrome? Have any of those populated yet?
Anyway, I did pull a Carlos Santana black parallel out of 69. So which you guys okay, so we talked about this with inserts. I just said I opened a pack and there was not an insert in there. Why don't inserts typically appreciate or hold value the same way some other cards do?
There's just too many of them.
Yeah, this was an interesting question that was brought up on Facebook this week by somebody who was legitimately asking, because he had a bunch from the 90s. And it's like, other than the old Donruss Elite and a handful that came around in the 90s, they're just not really sought after outside of the particular release. I mean, they're not true rookie cards or even considered really XRCs per se during the rookie year. So unless you're a team collector or a player collector or you're collecting the insert set itself, what value does it really have? I mean, are you going to go back and look at a Mike Trout from 2012, 2013, some of those early stuff, and spend a ton of money on a non-numbered insert? Probably not. Not unless you're a Mike Trout guy. Not unless you're, an Angels fan. It's just they're not as desirable because, like Steph said, there's a lot, and there'll be a lot in the next set. And in this particular day and age, it's not how collectors are pursuing their personal collections or amassing their inventory. There's just not a lot of holding power.
I think the insert chase is shifted from inserts where there's 100 and 150 between Series 1 Series 2 to the super short print that are released.
Yeah.
Not that there's not a ton of those, but compared to the scarcity, people are just chasing those more for obvious reasons.
Yeah. My favorite inserts are always those like the 87, 85 parallels, those sets they put in have always been my favorite. By the way, I love this League Leaders card. If you can see it right there, this is a Pete Alonso, and it just has like a little yellow bar on the sideline there, the nameplate. It just looks nice and clean. I think it's one of the better. I miss like the 3-headed cards like they used to do in the 70s, but
sure.
Beggars can't be choosers there. Who do you think is going to be the top rookie? We named off 10 rookies earlier that kind of have some oomph behind them already that we know about that's not Jordan. So take him out of there. Steph, who do you think is going to be one of the better rookies that's going to come out of the Series 1?
Well, I'm going to go with 3. Puck, Luzardo, and Murphy.
Who?
Sorry, I might have got set up to do that. No. Like I said, when you were reading them off, you got to go with either Gavin Lux or Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah, but I said not Alvarez, so you're going with Gavin Lux then.
Yep.
Of the Dodgers. Ben, I said 1, and Ben listed 3. So he's just going to say instead of us arguing, I found a compromise, Ben. The Oakland A's rookies from Series 1.
I will pick one, and I think.
Thank you. God.
I think the hot one is going to be Luzardo. Mm-hmm. If I had to pick one, that's because Puck has been represented quite a bit in Bowman, so his stuff is out there, and I know that it's not technically a rookie card, but it's quite a bit of it. And but Sean Murphy, the reason that it's hard to pick one is, both Puck and Luzardo were in the rotation late in the year.
I got him.
You got who?
I got Puck. I got Brown, and I have Lux.
Nice. And Sean Murphy, is one of the top catching prospects in the game, and I think that he's gonna he's going to do some things. So there are some guys that, I was surprised that those 3 plus Seth Brown, you had 4 big rookies for the A's. I mean, I don't know where Seth Brown's going to fall in this year with the A's, but I mean, there's a lot of rookie power in Series 1 overall.
And I better than most years.
I think is Gavin Lux. I really do think that's the obvious choice.
I said Bo Bichette. Just again, a little diversity, but I think that his name has something he's been talked about quite a bit. Now he didn't play all that much last year, so it's going to be, he might be one of those guys that has a good year this year and then kind of comes up, but we'll see. I think this is probably one of the better rookie crops of Series 1 we've had in a while. Usually Series 2 and Update always are going to have the better rookies as they wait to call some of these guys up.
Especially Update.
Series 2 this year, though, if Luis Robert or whatever comes up and he actually debuts with the White Sox from spring training, he'll be so hot in Series 2. It's going to be insane, especially if he does anything.
Yeah, there's no reason for him not to. They just signed him to that new 6-year or 8-year contract?
$1 zillion deal. Yeah. You've not played a game. We're going to make you one of the highest played players on our team.
It just didn't seem like they kept some of those names back. If I'm Topps, I would have said, just again, speaking to the A's, it's like to put Puck and Luzardo. Why not keep one for Series 2?
Well, because of when they debuted, they played a lot last year. So it's, hey, let's get these guys out because we're going to have more guys coming in that are going to debut this year because they just missed the cutoff from last year. And that's why everybody was so mad. Like, why wasn't Jordan an Update? It's because he debuted too late. And that's why now these guys are in Series 1. And he has a cup on his rookie card, also cup card on his rookie card, which is cool. A handful of guys have had that, and I think that's a nice little double dip because that rookie cup is one of my favorite little additions they put on the cards. We stamped good. We stamped gooded. Dub Mentality tweeted this out this week. 2019, 2020 Donruss Zion Williamson next day auto with a stamp. Right? So you got this cool stamp that says, hey, this is a next day auto. So he was drafted. He signed this card the next day. He was sharing this from Newheart's cards on the Facebook page. How about that Panini stamp? Right over the autograph. Right over the autograph. So it was signed and then stamped, but they stamped it right over his autograph.
I mean,
thanks.
You could blame Zion if he'd signed over the stamping, but this one's on Panini.
But also, I think he was supposed to maybe sign down by his waist, where it's whited out a little bit more. But you know,
well, so is it an automated stamp process where they've got 100 of them that are going to go through there, and it's just going to pouch?
No, probably, and they probably just didn't have him sign in the right spot.
It'd be interesting to see once a few more of these populate, how many of them did he just accidentally go a little high on this one as he was getting sloppy signing hundreds of these?
Yeah, I just thought
they're all going to look like this.
I always like to poke, right? And I'm going to poke him on this. Pull it. Don't put it in the pack. Pull it, right? Anyway.
Well, and then going to this, and let me try to find it here, because I know we were talking yesterday, me and Tim were anyway, about loving to see when you have a player on their kitchen table or whatnot, just going through cards. And in particular, Brian Dawkins here.
Yeah.
Signing all of these cards, but you'll notice that it says sign here, sign here, sign here.
Yeah. And also, too, I noticed with some of the top stuff, they had some of those prospects that were signing Bowman cards last week. It said blue pen, and it included the pen, that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, because there was a few years ago, I forget which high-end product it was, that had a lot of retired players for baseball, low numbered, like out of 25, and it was supposed to be nickname cards. So like Mark McGuire should have signed it Mark McGuire Big Mac.
Sure.
And most of the players didn't, including McGuire. And it was, the nickname out of 25 cards, it might have been National Treasures by Panini, in fact. But don't quote me on that one. But
it's flawless, probably.
They because I got the Canseco one that just says Jose Canseco. But
what the hell's his nickname?
I don't know.
That's why he didn't sign it.
Putz or something? I don't know. Knucklehead? But
asterisk.
They get those pens, sign these ones with gold, sign these ones with this and that. And I know that there have been some issues in the past where guys have not signed them correctly.
Well, and especially I've seen a lot of it at work with Elite Extra Edition, where all of these that are numbered to 25 are supposed to be green ink, and all of these that are numbered to 10 are supposed to be red ink, and blue is naturally the number to whatever obscene number that they have them sign, 861 or something like that. And you'll see that they won't swap over from green to blue or blue to red, but they're still numbered the same.
Oh, interesting. Canseco, real quick, his nickname was he had two. It says it was the Chemist or Parkway Joe.
Nah.
Never heard either one, but hey.
How about Juiced?
Sage Burrow-ing to the top. You hear this? So Sage, if you don't know who Sage is, they're a company that produces unlicensed NFL draft product. And they tweeted out this week. So we're very happy to announce Joe Burrow will have an on-card autograph in 2020 Sage Hit Premier Draft. Welcome to the Sage team, Joe. No redemption. # no redemptions. So they're going to get Joe Burrow, the presumed #1 pick of the draft, the Heisman Trophy winner. They're going to have him as a on-card auto in their product.
Good for them.
No, it doesn't say exclusive, but they've signed him, so he's going to have cards. And
good for them. You can probably find a lot of their products at the Dollar Tree eventually.
Yeah. Football quarterback FOMO. Fear of missing out, by the way. Steph was pulling some numbers for us over the weekend on Sunday night. We have two cards, the 20s. And Steph, what site did you use to quote these prices?
To work, obviously.
Okay, so ComC. The 2017 Prism Silver Pat Mahomes and the 2015 Topps Chrome Jimmy Garoppolo. The reason why it's a Mahomes Silver is because they didn't have any base rookie cards that year. They were all silvers.
Yep.
So both cards are raw. So Mahomes before the game was going for about $60.
Yep.
At halftime, he was up to $160. Post game, he was at $325.
And those are sold.
Sold.
Sold prices, not what people were asking.
Yeah. And Jimmy G raw before the game was $15. That's not a bad deal, right? Halftime he was up to $40. And post game, $20.
Well, he did have that one where he was getting hit and he just kind of threw it up at the sky and said a Hail Mary and started singing Dionne Warwick. I say a little prayer for you and
yeah.
I'll just say this, and I'll leave it at this. If you didn't want it yesterday, if you didn't want it in the first quarter, you don't want it at halftime.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Obviously, by the fourth quarter, a lot of people didn't.
Yeah. But at least if you bought it before the game and you sold it post game, you made $5.
That's like trading places. Sell.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, and then some other people did one, did it with the graded like PSA 9s and 10s, and it was like it's not been a huge change, but a few $100. I mean, we're talking it went from $1,000 graded card to $1,500 graded card, give or take, in there. So
somebody on Facebook had asked that question about Mahomes is appreciation value post Super Bowl and how much that was going up, and quite a few people basically had a similar comment saying his market was already so stupid high to begin with that it appreciating a little bit. I mean, it's really that noticeable.
I pulled out of a couple of packs I picked up at Big Lots from 17 Donruss. I pulled a couple rated rookie Mahomes, and during the playoffs, like when I pulled them, it was right before the playoffs started. They were $15-$16. They were selling for $70 on Monday.
Jesus.
And I'm like, it's a base rated rookie. It's not even the Optic. Right? It's not even the chromed out version of it's not the blinged out version of this card. And I was like, it made me want to stop and go, man, maybe I should throw this up there and make a quick buck or whatever. But I'm like, I'm just gonna hold on to it. I mean, at the end of the day, I do believe like he isn't set up to maybe win a couple of Super Bowls. I have a feeling, he's got two years left on his rookie deal, right? So he's very inexpensive compared to what he's going to be 3 years from now. So I have a feeling they have a chance to win another one or be in another one in the next 2 years, and then maybe he can get to another one later in his career as a veteran, depending on the team and stuff. But
that's your window. It's a 2-year. Yeah. Literally, there have been a lot of really interesting reads lately about whether or not teams should just focus on quarterbacks, especially the Rams before they had signed Goff to an extension. Should you just keep recycling rookie contracts and build the rest of the team and get a game manager?
Yeah.
Because in 2 years, really probably a season before Mahomes is going to get his money. After next year, extension kicks in, and next thing you know, a lot of those. I mean, they're already talking about. I was reading an article on Athletic today that said Chris Jones might end up being a cap casualty. If they can't franchise tag him, and he might end up going to Indianapolis, and it was 20 bold predictions or something.
Yeah, and it really hems you up unless he does a more of a team friendly deal. I know Brady's done that the last couple of years because he's going to make his money as endorsements, right? He's going to have that money coming in too. So maybe he gets smart and goes, "Hey, listen, I know I could make $30 million a season, but what if I made $24 million a season?" And then you throw in some bonuses or whatever. So it saves $6 million. So then go out and get a left tackle, not to get him murdered one day. But anyway, it's one of those things. I think that he's got some more room, but really, this is your peak. I mean, we all thought Rodgers would have multiple Super Bowls at this point, right? When he won in 2010, when he beat the Steelers, right? You thought
their general manager really kept them down.
But at the time, though, when they won that Super Bowl, you look and you go, okay, Jordy's still. Jordy was young. Randall Cobb was a rookie. They had they had a good defense, not great, but they had the weapon at quarterback, and they just have never gotten over that hump. I mean, they keep crushing the Vikings, but they can't get through. They have. I mean, when they were in the NFC title game this year, where were the Vikings? Where were the Vikings last year?
There's just no
the year before.
Yeah, in the NFL, there's no guarantees year to year, and injuries are severe, and now you've got so many players retiring young.
I mean, case in point on this whole, as we get off on the sports topic here, the Vikings a few years ago went to the NFC title game with Case Keenum at quarterback. What did they do the next year? Go and guarantee Chucklehead Magoo from the Washington Redskins, who likes to throw the other team more than his own, a guaranteed deal of $100 million or whatever it was. Here's a truckload of money, and you've never done anything, but hey, let's do this. And they regressed every year.
And yeah, Cousins is a marginal upgrade. And even though we're not really a sports podcast, at the same time, it's extremely relevant because, we're talking about Mahomes' long-term. If people are buying Mahomes on Monday, and I'm just like, are you kidding me, Hobby? Come on. It's not like this dude wasn't a known quantity.
Yeah, the only time I see somebody doing that is if it's somebody that's not in the hobby that goes, man, I remember when I had baseball, they hop in and they go, I'm going to go buy a card, and those people have stupid money sometimes.
But the law, and I started referring to it as the law of FOMO whenever I refer to it, because it's getting to that point in the hobby where it's a law, right? It really is you want it today because I have to have it, because damn it, you have it. I should have one too. And we have that. I better get on the gravy train before it gets more expensive. And it's like, in some cases, sure, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But time after time after time, and God,
you're not always going to, real quick, you're not always going to have the Luka Doncic where you buy it at $20 and then during the off season, and then all of a sudden it's a $75 card just because he's doing triple doubles every other night.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. Oh, he's
all year. You knew who the guy was on Saturday. You waited until after he wins the Super Bowl and comes back. Come on.
Why not? Let's move on. Money drops because spending money. Our buddy at Card Pulls, a great follow. He's got awesome polls every couple of days. What's the most you've ever paid for a single card? There were 530 votes. The options were 100 or less, 101 to 205, or 250, 251 to 500, or more than 500. Ben, what's the most you've ever spent on a card? What price? You don't have to say what the amount was, but what price range?
Just under $500, and I've done it twice. I bought a 1933 Gaudi Lou Gehrig, and then I also bought, I also bought the E-Caramel, E95 Caramel Eddie Plank, right in that same price range as well.
What about you, Steph?
I bought a lot combined, but a single card, I think. Maybe 80? Maybe 80, 90?
Yeah.
I outright bought Killer's Rookie for 75, a couple months back.
Yeah.
You've never cleared 100 on any one card?
Not a single, no.
Yeah. Not a high number, nothing?
No, for the most part, I've been able to get my high numbers for 20 to 30. I mean, even the Rod Crew, I paid 40.
Yeah, but see, he also doesn't have any of the 50. He also doesn't have any 52s in that collection. That, you know,
I have 2 52s remaining, and they're both scrubs.
See, I had to buy 3 52 high numbers, which cost me about $350 probably. They were right a little over 100 a piece, but all three of them were over 100.
Mine, and it's funny because this all happened about within a week of the one I did. I mean, I would have been in the Steph category; it'd have been less than 100.
Really?
Those would have been Brett rookies. And it was I was between 251 and 500. My SP Derek Jeter that I picked up, and I got it Saturday. It was so pretty. And guess what else was in the package? A 2019 Topps Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition card. I did it. But it was my boy Garrett Hampson. Our buddy Shane, Sports Mania card, the one that sold me the Jeter, was also at a card show that weekend and saw the Hampson and said, "Hey, they're selling this for $15. Do you want it?" I said, "Yeah, let me PayPal you the money." So he bought it for me and threw it in the same package, and they came together.
Okay, so within the last couple of weeks, you've bought an Archive Signature Series, and I bought an 8x10 Martin Sheen photo from Probstein. I don't even know who we are.
Yeah. We're in identity crisis.
So I need 2 new show hosts.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. This lull of December through early February, where there are no baseball cards, is making us ill, like physically ill, to the point where
I've just been buying more Update.
I don't get me wrong. I bought a pack.
Okay, but what update card are you buying?
No, just packs.
I
think I probably got
Larissa Rise just over and over again.
Well, I finally caved and I agreed that I'm done buying packs of Update. I'm just gonna because I'm gonna plunk down the change and pick up a Gold Rise off eBay.
Nice.
I'd been trying to pull it myself, but
here's the results of the poll. So 530 votes, 100 cards or less, $100 or less won at 36.4%. Coming in 2 was 101 to 250 at 26.6. 3 was more than 500 at 22.3, and then where Ben and I were at 251 to 500 was at 14.7%.
I'm surprised there's not more people. It's like I've either paid less than 250 or I just jumped over that and just went balls to the wall and dropped a mortgage payment on a card.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was interested in. So speaking of mortgage payments and dropping, I'm thinking about, I'm going to end up in the next category, $500 or more this week. So there's a Babe Ruth card for sale. So Ben's buddy here, Third Base Cards, tweeted out, it's going down tomorrow, and this was tweeted out today. Babe Ruth Collectors, the legendary Babe Ruth 1/1 Canary Diamond is heading straight to eBay for a 10-day auction starting at 99 cents. What will the final price be when a hammer falls? We have committed to releasing the beast. Good luck. We've all seen this idiot in his card over the past few years of a price tag of $125,000, and he's never sold it. And then he came out and said his mom passed away, and if that's true, and he's trying to sell this to pay for her funeral, like, okay, that's sad, but the card's not worth that.
Right.
You're trolling. You've been trolling all this time for this stupid card. You know, this was the same year that they had the Mike Trout, and the Mike Trout didn't even sell for that much, I don't think.
Well, see, it's one of those where, like, setting aside his mom, because that's unfortunate if that's true.
Yeah, we're gonna put that aside.
It's like when you go to sell your car, especially like if it's your first car. Yeah, sure, it's a white Dodge Neon with a huge spoiler fin, but is it really worth $125,000? No, you take the $600.
Yeah, $600 for that. That's damn near.
Look, nice. The transmission was shot, and it had the only redeeming quality was that it had 4 brand new tires on it.
Oh, that's why you got $600. So my question is, guys, what does this card sell for?
That's tough to say because you're going to have some people that are probably going to jump at it because they probably have no intention of actually paying for it just to troll him back.
Sure.
So
$10 million.
Let's assume this goes legitimately, and again, like Steph said, if his mom really did pass away, that's unfortunate and our condolences. But let's set that aside for a minute and let's set that aside that this guy Keith owns this card and has been trolling us for years with this and the Hosmer and the blue Acuna from Big League Baseball or whatever it was. And this just pops, right? We don't know who owns it. It's a legitimate auction. I can't see this card selling for more than $350 maybe. It's definitely not going to clear 500.
Yeah, my guess is 225.
I think I said like 150, 120.
Yeah, I mean, I would pay $20 for the card because I don't care.
Right.
It's just nothing attractive about this card. I don't like the when they do these, like, they're just not my favorite. When they put players from that era into current modern day release, like that, I just
So it's a Babe Ruth though, and Yankees obviously it's gonna sell. That's why I'm probably
somebody will buy it, but it's not gonna go. I mean, if it went for $1,000, like I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Or if it went for $1,250, went for 10% of what he's, or 1% of what he's asking for, then hey, that's fine.
So Sean for Hunter, comparison, I pulled it up. There are no Canary Diamond one of ones available on our site at the moment. However, there are some from Bowman and Chrome and Lineage, etc. The highest one, it's signed Bumgarner, 400.
Yeah.
For an actual base card, it's actually Phil Hughes, 120.
Yeah. So
Phil, but
at Hunter's SAA 7, Sean Hunter, he put out he had 2 really good questions this week, and we're going to go back to back with them. If someone offered to buy all of your cards today, for what price would it be?
Not for sale, like Ben had answered to him.
And I said the same thing. It's like priceless to me.
Gun to the head, had to make a sale enough to pay off student loans, enough to buy a house, and enough to buy a few cars. 500,000. 400.
Okay, so yeah, all right. What about you, Benjamin?
Is that really what it's valued at, though? I mean, if we're just looking at it.
No. So someone comes to you and they say, "Hey, listen, Ben, I'm a Super Ace collector. I want to be a Super Ace collector. I want to buy your entire collection today. And what's the price?"
See, my first response was, like Steph said, I said not for sale.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot you in the face later then. But, what is the price?
But see, the realistic price would be 35,000 somewhere in there. It's valuable.
So if someone walked up and said, "I will give you right now, sight unseen, I will take all of your ace cards. Here's $50K."
It would be hard to say yes. And the reason is because I was having this conversation with my dad. If everybody said, "Hey, all your trains," and he's like 50,000, and I was like, "But you're also in your late 60s. You're in a different place in life where you could use that money for vacations and this and that." With us all being relatively young, by assuming that we live a natural life, that's why I said it's not for sale, because what am I going to do with the money?
I said I would say shoot me and see if I can take at least one bullet. Like, I think I could take one shot.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I asked my wife one time, or we're driving, and I was like, "Man, the amount of money I spent on cards." And she goes, "Yeah, but at least you have them. So if we ever needed to sell them," she goes,
It's not like booze or food or drugs.
Her response was, "You would have spent that money on something else."
Yeah,
it's not like all that money all of a sudden would be sitting in my savings account right now. It wouldn't be invested in stocks. I would have spent it on
coffee.
Yeah, it'd be on Starbucks and knucklehead shit, right? I mean, yeah. I'm going to be going through my garage this weekend throwing crap out that I don't need. And it's just like I'm done storing crap that I don't want and need. How much of that baseball card money would have went to stuff that I would be throwing out this weekend, right? It's not for sale. But it's interesting to see some of the people like Night Owl and certain people that you wouldn't have thought would have threw a number out. I'll take this number and I'll just walk away. Seriously? You'd be done with the hobby over an amount of money?
And that's saying something. I mean, Night Owl's... Whoa.
Yeah, there were certain people that responded. I was like, whoa. Just to put a price on it, you know, Steph, I'm sure you don't have $500,000 worth of cards.
No.
But
that's what it would take.
Number to walk away. You know, okay, then my number's, you know, $1 million, $2 million, right? It's a stupid number because it's not for sale. Of course, it's not worth that.
Mine would be $2 million, and I'm going to open a card shop
and hire your two best buds.
See, my thing would be like, all right, you're gonna have.
But he's not he's not into cards though. So then, why would I hire him?
What would I do with the $50,000? I would ask the guy as he's packing up all of my cards, now his cards.
Can I buy that for $30K?
Are those for sale? Because I like them. I too am an ace.
You go later and break into his house and rob him.
Right.
He also asked a question: if you could undo one trade or sale you've made in your lifetime, which would it be? He said, I'll start. In junior high, I traded a 1990 Frank Thomas no name on front for a crappy set. He didn't say what set. Probably 91 Fleer. Let's be honest, Bo. 91 Fleer.
Worst set in the world, Bo.
I once traded an 86 Topps Jerry Rice for an 87 Topps Tony Gwynn.
87
and it was in 1988 when I made the deal, so... I for whatever reason I liked Tony Gwynn, and hey, I didn't have that one. Here, take this Jerry Rice.
I've talked about this. I traded an 86 Jerry Rice for a handful of random Keith Jackson, the old tight end for the Eagles, because I love playing with him in the Tecmo Bowl.
But that's not the worst one I made, right? Didn't you trade Jordan?
I'm not going to talk about the worst one I made because
he traded a Jordan rookie for a box of 88 score.
Correct.
Baseball.
It was 1988. I was 9. I didn't collect basketball. It was not in the best condition. So let's not talk like this thing's going to grade a 9. Looking back on it, if I remember the condition, it probably would have graded like a 4 or 5. In a box. Shut up. I hate
You could buy all the 88 score baseball you wanted.
And 91 Fleer. I could buy all the Fleer that Bo could ever want on top of all the 88 score. But
Steph, what's the worst one that you would take back?
So I don't trade all too often, but I do remember that I traded a Bowman Trout for some minor twin stuff. I think at the time we had valued it like $10, and he gave me like 20 Twins cards.
Doug for Mojo Break once he sold his Trout first Bowman auto for a few $100.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I sold a lot of Trout base back in the day, like, you know, around 2012 for cheap. I mean, we all have those ones where how the hell are we supposed to know that Mike Trout was going to be what he is, right? If you sold I sold like an 09 Bowman Trout for like $20 back in the old days. The hell did we know back in 2011?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot different now, too.
Yeah, $20 was a great deal back then. I got a steal at that time. How were we to know? If we're going to base it all on that, then all we're going to do is open up product and keep it, never trade it, never sell it. eBay is not going to have any cards ever again. ComC can shut down tomorrow. Burbank.
Don't say that. Steph will be able to give any clubs again.
No, Sport Lots closes down tomorrow, right? Because we're not. But that's the thing is, then all of a sudden the hobby goes away because there's no secondary market.
Think of Rich.
None of these cards go up in value because there's nobody out there buying them, thus creating the appreciation values that we've seen. We all have made it's fun to reflect and all.
Oh, we all made dumb deals or dated the wrong person at the wrong time when you could have been dating her sister or whatever. Anyway, or maybe dated the sister and just hung out the other sister. I don't know, whatever. Upper Deck is suing Panini. So at Paul_Lesko tweeted this out. These were a series of tweets back from January 30th. It's not all of them. I just pulled a few of the big ones. But if you go back to his feed on January 30th, you can see this. I'm so goddamn giddy. Guess what just happened yesterday? Upper Deck sued Panini for trademark infringement. It's a lawsuit focusing on Upper Deck's exclusive license of Michael Jordan. As UD explains, exclusive licenses of athletes are very important in the trading card world. Basically, Upper Deck alleges Panini manipulated Jordan's image into the background of Panini trading cards, which apparently would drive up demand of these cards. So what is this case about? It focuses on Panini's 17-18 Donruss basketball retro and later Donruss Optic NBA retro series. Apparently, although the same Pippen image was used in both, in the first series, MJ was removed from the card, and he was not in the later series.
You can see him right here in the corner, just barely.
Yeah. But there's more. Apparently, Panini didn't stop there. It allegedly committed more infringement with a Dennis Rodman card in 1819 Panini Contenders basketball, which is right there. Upper Deck finishes up by saying Panini this intentionally that harms Upper Deck, etc., etc. Regardless, if this case progresses, it really would help show the limits of exclusive licenses with athletes and background imagery. Don't get me wrong, UD might have legal grounds here. I just need more time to think on it. I mean, it's a fun argument. Panini removed MJ from the first card, arguably acknowledging UD's rights, then rolled the dice the second time. Kind of looks bad. I would agree.
In the Rodman card, it's definitely a little bit more blatant, but in the Pippen card, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
But really quick, we always remember back in the day, though, like when you would remember the Sam Vincent card where they had the Jordan where he's wearing the 12 jersey, right? And so that card was always worth more because Jordan was in the background, or they would always notate in some Beckett's like, hey, this guy, it's Joe Blow, but Hank Aaron sliding in the third in the picture.
Sure.
So it made it work. Or like that, the Mark McGuire card that has Kirby Puckett in it. It's really a Kirby Puckett card, right? So
here's what they're talking about, where it airbrushed out of one, but he's in the second. And this is the one that I say come on to, because look how small and tiny a picture that is. You can barely make it out.
Yeah.
The best thing is, did you catch the part about what they said in the lawsuit about that Jordan wanted to sign the exclusive deal with the world premiere, the best trading card company?
Yeah.
Upper Deck. Mic drop. Walk away. You literally called yourself the best in a lawsuit that everybody's going to read. That is a total pimp move.
Right.
You know what, though, as we talk about this, I want to say something. I don't know if you guys saw this video, but last week, Upper Deck did a rack, one of those random acts of kindness to my little buddy Ethan, a lady I've worked with for a long time. It's her son. He's 6, and he started to collect hockey. And a lot of you collectors have sent in cards to him, and he's so thankful. We had John Orr helped him complete his Upper Deck Series 1 set with a bunch of cards.
Nice.
The Carolina Hurricane guy, yeah. And so Chris Carlin sent him a handwritten note. There was a box of Trilogy and a box of something else that was in there. I don't remember. And then a whole bunch of other goodies. And he was so excited. There was a video that his mom put out on Twitter. She's got like 6 tweets, and that's one of them. And it was just awesome to see it. And that's what I love about what they do. And they're trying to get kids back into the hobby. And it's amazing. And it makes me, and looking at some of the cards you got, it makes me wish they had basketball or football or baseball again. This thing back and forth. And I know Panini and Leaf have something where they've sued each other, and there's some other stuff going on. Just figure it out. Why can't we all get along?
Yeah, no,
this is so stupid.
I was on Facebook.
It's like 2 brothers and 2 sisters fighting each other over the dumbest shit.
Right.
Chris had posted something on Facebook, and I commented about the beauty of Upper Deck cards, and then I was like, man, I wish you guys could get a baseball license, because I would love some Upper Deck again in my A's PC. And you're so right that in a free capitalist market, in an oligopoly, there should be shared licenses, to some degree. We've talked about that before. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, collectors are going to buy it all. There's enough to go around. We don't need exclusive licenses.
Especially now with the demand. Yeah. And so, you know, what's other cool, I don't know if you saw this, but with Chris Carlin, his son, they went to the Lego land in Carlsbad, and they were doing the Lego Walk of Fame, where they have all these busts of famous people.
Sure.
Now, the Lego land's been open for 20 years, and all of these busts have been there for 20 years. His son goes, dude, there's no black people in this. There's no African Americans. There was nobody but white people in this. It's been there 20 years. An 8-year-old kid figures this out, writes a letter and says, hey, where's Martin Luther King? Boom. They built frickin' Martin Luther King. And then they made him mayor of Lego Town for like a week or whatever.
I did see that. That was nice.
That was super cool. The kid just like goes around and like, but how did no one realize that before?
Right? Sometimes, much like Tops at the event last night, you just overlook it.
Yeah.
Well, there's that one reporter guy that could have pointed it out because apparently he knows things about this.
So we didn't talk about this last week because it came out like right before the show. The 50 best and most important cards of the 2010s, Ryan Cracknell's article. We were going to effort to get him on a special episode and go through this and just talk collecting with the great. I mean, let's be honest. About the cards, Mount Rushmore. We have a handful of people. I would, and this is who I would say would be nominated for that. Ryan, Uncle Rich, Brent Williams, and Cardboard Icons. I mean, would be the 4 I would vote for. And I'm dead serious. Everybody thinks that I put out something about him today about Ben Aguirre. I think he has motivated me in ways of collecting and being in this hobby more than most people have. But that would be the 4 I would nominate to be on there. So we want to have Ryan on and do a big show with him. Dr. Beckett would probably be on that list, right? Kind of.
Uncle Rich does not get on unless he says, and he has to say this, that the true rookie card.
He's not going to.
Not going to happen.
Then Jim Beckett gets his place.
Love it.
Working on that, by the way.
We'd have to do the interview at 11 p.m. Central Time, too, because we'd make him stay up all night just to be on the show.
Of course.
So here, and I pulled some snippets out of the article, and I don't want to steal his thunder of what's in the article, what the 50 cards are, but here's his preamble into the article. The 2010 saw a lot of changes in the world of sports cards. Things went exclusive, prices on packs and boxes hit new highs, a thing called group breaking emerged. While the landscape of the hobby may be a lot different than it was 10 years ago, the cards themselves remain the foundation. Here are 50 cards that helped define the decade. We didn't simply go with the most valuable cards at this moment. While that's certainly one factor, just important are things like impression they made and how they pushed the world of sports cards forward and how they might influence things in years ahead. So just some of the players are involved were Mike Trout, Steph Curry, Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Harper, Connor McDavid, Steven Strasburg was in the list. So my question to you guys is, as we end the show tonight, what's the most important card of the 2010s for you? Steph, what was the card into that decade that was the most important one for you that came out and created in that 10 years?
I have 2, and one's kind of cheating. The 09-10 Curry, and as far as overall, Mike Trout's rookie.
Okay. Benjamin, what about you, bud?
So there was a card in 2012 that really, I guess, threw me over the edge of collecting. And it was a series of cards, same card, but all the parallels. And that was the 2012 Yoenis Cespedes Topps Chrome Auto. When I got the black, which was numbered out of 100, and I got that in hand, that's when I fell in love with the hobby hardcore. So I would say that was the card for me personally. Obviously, the Trout is going to be the most iconic if we're talking about that. But, the Cespedes 2012 Topps Chrome Black Auto was the one that pushed me into the A's Super Collection exclusively.
Nice. Mine, it's don't laugh. Mine's kind of dumb, but it means something very personal to me. 2012 Topps Golden Moments autograph of Ubaldo Jimenez. Now, I had been out of collecting since '94, and I went back to Teammates, the card shop, but with different owners, and I bought a box of Series 1 2012 Topps. And no idea really what to do, what was going to be in it, but I bought a hobby box and you get one hit. It ended up being that Ubaldo Jimenez autograph. I was blown away, man. There's an autograph of the pack, and at the time, he was a pretty decent pitcher for the Rockies. Sure. And I really thought, I think he was on the Indians at that time.
Indians and Rockies, yeah.
Yeah, he was an Indian at that time. But I was blown away, and I was so excited. It really kind of amped me into collecting again. And because I bought the box just on spec and said, you know what, hey, I'll check it out. And after that was full bore. It was guns a-blazing. And as you see, it hasn't stopped.
And Jimenez signed a minor league deal today with the Rockies with a non-roster invitee to spring training.
Oh, nice.
The more you know.
Yeah. So that is our show this week, episode 84. Any final thoughts before we head out tonight, fellas?
I do have an addition to the 4 you listed. Our friend Nick, the photographer.
Wasaka,
indeed. It was a great interview, great guy. Not exactly cuddle buddy, but
oh yeah, cuddle buddy.
Great addition.
Yeah. By the way, if we were making a movie, and I can't think of his name right now, Jim Halpert would play Cuddle Buddy in the movie.
That's fair.
What's his name?
John Krasinski.
Yeah, he'd play a Porterman 20 in a movie. So about card collecting.
And it's about time that Porterman unblocks me for some thing that he got his panties in a bunch 2 years ago.
Have you ever watched? Oh God, I can't think of the name.
You just can't think of anything tonight.
I know. Stumptown. And they have a chef on Stumptown that could play Steph in a movie. And give me a second, fellas, while I pull it up.
I don't think that even exists.
I've never heard of Stumptown.
It's on ABC. It's not the best.
Sure.
But there's a dude on the show. His name's Tukey. And he would play Steph.
Now I know you're just making it up.
He would play Steph in a movie.
He looks nothing like me.
If anybody pulls any A's hits, I've collected some, but I need more. Any McGuire parallels, I need them. And any of the short prints, I haven't picked up any of the 6. So, let's talk, please.
Yeah. Here we go. This guy's playing Steph.
Yep.
Looks nothing like me.
Well, okay, it doesn't have to look exactly like you, but he looks enough like you to play you.
You know, in Spaceballs, remember the Spaceballs version?
Yeah. No, they had the stunt doubles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stunt double that's the Spaceballs version of Steph.
Yeah.
Also, if anybody wants to make us some ACO cards, courtesy of Dan, what he printed or what he made.
No, seriously, like get with us because we'll hook up with Dan to get the copy. We'll pay you to make these, and we want them.
We want those cards.
Dead serious.
We love ACO cards.
Yeah, if we can print some, we'll send them out to any idiots that want to have us in their collection. That'd be great.
We can't pay for them. We can't pay for them because they're ACO and that's trademarked.
We can give you donations of stuff, right?
Yeah, we can be friends. Trade
and trade things. Awesome. Remember to check out the Hobby Hotline on Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern a.m. Early morning. We're going to rise up early, going to get the coffee going. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. Remember, live here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific.
10 Central.
Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms. Please do. We'd like to see some 5-star reviews or 4-star reviews or whatever you think. Let us know how we're doing. Seriously, please. It'd be awesome. Follow us on Twitter about the
suggestions for improvements.
Yeah, please. If it's like, hey, one of you guys needs to go, like we can do
card polls.
We can always bring Ange in. I mean,
we'd replace Steph with Ange.
Unless you're the one to go.
Well, yeah.
Follow Ben at our trading cards. Follow Steph at Junk Wax Twins. Always follow me at Big Shep 79. And I'm going to be busting a case of Series 1 Hobby and Jumbo. I'm going to probably start with Hobby tonight, and I'm going to post the hits on my Twitter account, and I'll be back out in the morning. So if you need anything, hit me up. Let me know. And Ben, I'll be looking for stuff for you. Steph? No. So anyway, share your hobby stories and great pulls with us. Send us your questions and keep collecting. See y'all next week.
Yep. See you guys then.